After last season's glory, we move on to a new challenge. Derby County. What makes this team so special? Well, the money. TYCOON TAKEOVER and a budget of 42 million. This makes Derby County a very fun team to rebuild. So if you missed episode 1 of the series, well, go back and watch it. The goal of this series is to break Neil Warnock's promotion record. And spoilers, in season 1, we won the league with Norwich. Now at Derby County, with all this money and a fairly uninspiring squad, it's time to do it again and take Derby back to the league where they hold the record for the worst ever finish. Okay, sorry Derby fans, let's not talk about that. Season 2, here we go. So as I just said, the squad is somewhat uninspiring. Ryan Brewster, formerly of Liverpool fame, is a decent finisher off the back of a 20-goal season. Lewis Travis is a nice midfielder at the base, and Max Johnston, who is considered one of the best players at the club, he doesn't really blow me away, so we're going to have to spend every last penny that we've been given. But this side did finish 8th last season, so it shouldn't take much to improve this side for another Season 1 promotion. So right now the team is a blank page, but let's see what talent we can try and lure to the Championship. Well, after hours of scouring through the fringes of Europe and making so many bids for some ambitious signings, maybe we have to look a bit closer to home. Maybe the Championship doesn't have the pull that I think it does. Okay, so let's look at some real Championship talent. Hardwood Bellis, just relegated to League 1 with Southampton, a great player at this level. Should be easy money, right? Well, no. League 1 Southampton want 30 million. So enjoy League 1, Tyler. This summer's going to take a while. Should we just come back at the end of the summer for one big introduction? Okay, I'm back, and we've spent close to 50 million Great British pounds in the Championship, which has to be up there for some sort of record. Well, let's see what we've got. Let's go in order of fee, so let's start with some free agents. Walker in, Connor Chaplin and Ryan Trevitt. Chaplin, who scored 11 goals last season for Ipswich, one of the first signings we made when I wasn't sure quite what the system was going to be, so he's a very versatile player and a good goal scorer. Ryan Trevitt, Brentford youth played, decent on a free, good squad option. Next up, for 500k, we travel to Argentina and pick up a young left back, Lisandro Baju from River Plate. Looks a real nice talent, should get enough game time to develop behind our other left back new signing. 15 passing, pretty good. Next up, a couple of loans and one familiar face. Joining us on loan to the end of the season is Aaron Ramsey, none of that one, and the man I brought to the Championship last season. It's the return of Soma Anzai. I was impressed with what I saw with Norwich last season, so when he became available, no doubt that I wanted to reignite with Soma. And Aaron Ramsey joins us too. Another good player who can cover multiple positions. Should be great at this level. Up next, and one of the most exciting signings that I've made this whole summer. Made late in the window, we beat off interest from the likes of PSG. Coming in for 2.3 mil, it's another Argentine, Alex Lunia from Atletico Rafaela. A real talent, exciting prospect. We shall see how he performs this season. Up next, and we improve the defence with Kenneth Schmidt from Fortuna Dusseldorf. 2.7 million, cheaper than most of the other options I was looking at, and probably better. Good on the ball, nice pace. Okay, now probably for the first overspend. It's 4.5 million, and it's David Turnbull from Cardiff. I want a midfielder of his profile, someone who can sit deep and play make, but also someone who can sit alongside the striker and get some goals. David Turnbull is exactly that. Although a bit expensive, it should be fine. Next up is another 5 million on another League 1 player, but probably the best player in that division, and he has potential all the way to the Premier League. It's Lewis Bate from Stockport. Quality playmaker, should be the heartbeat of this team. We have a few more transfers to introduce, and now we're getting into the major money. At this level. For 9 million we sign Arsene Kouassi. The Lorient fullback is a massive scalp for a Championship side. Barely played with Lorient last season, so we sweep in to develop this insane talent. 2 to go, and 2 10 million plus deals. And 4 10 million, it's Charlie Hughes from Hull. By far one of the best defenders in this division, and to take him from a rival in this league, great business, and a great defender. Now for the final transfer that we made this summer, and the biggest one, and the game changer, hopefully. Once again from Ipswich, and it's the real life record transfer in the Championship, Sindro Waliagli. And only for £13 million, which is 7 mil cheaper than his real life £20 million move. And after a mediocre season last year with Ipswich, as they miss out on promotion, he was available, and we went and got him. So hopefully after one season in the Championship, he's ready to take a leap with us. So that's how we spent 50 million in the Championship. Now I guess I should build a tactic for these lot to play. It's a 4-3-3, kind of. So, in possession, we'll have 2 centre-backs on ball playing defenders, and they're joined with the CDM on half-back. The centre-backs will be asked to sit wider and dribble more, and the half-back will drop in between them to cover their adventures. 2 advanced wing-backs. Since I've heard they're good this year on FM, I want to try them out. All of our full-backs are athletic and attack-minded, so it suits them. Also explains why I want to use a half-back. Create 3 at the back when everybody goes forward to disable any counter-attacks, since they're fairly overpowered this year on FM. 2 in centre mid, 1 midfield playmaker, and 1 attacking midfielder. I really like those roles this year, and their jobs are simple. 1 plays off the back line and the wing backs to progress the ball, the other stays slightly higher, working with the forward players. Inside wing on the left, space ahead of the playmaker, and he'll fill it in. Wide forward on the other side, should connect well and create overloads with the attacking midfielder and the advanced wing back behind him, and through the middle, a deep line forward. Pretty much the only striker role I like using in FM. Drop into link-up play and arrive late in the box for those cutbacks, which also seem to go in all the time this year. The player instructions are simple. The centre-back ones I said earlier, the striker presses more and tackles harder, wide forward dribbles more, attacking midfielder gets further forward, and the wing-backs sit wider. And for out of possession, very basic. 4-1-4-1. Everyone on default positions except the CDM who's on screening because he'll form the back 3, and without the ball I don't want him getting caught too up the pitch in a press. In terms of team instructions, shorter passing, higher tempo, wider attacking width, play through press, distribute short to centre backs, and always discourage shooting from distance. Out of possession, press, defensive line or higher, and counter press. Just press as much as they physically can. So that's the tactic. Look at that beautiful build up screen. This is probably one of the most satisfying things they've added to this game. So with all that done, time to start the season. The board expects us to finish mid-table, and again that's fine by me. So it's time for the squad to take on the championship. We still have a bunch of players that I want out, but nobody's interested in any of my players, so they'll just rot in the under-21s. After all the signings, the preview has us in 6th, and we have a tough start to the season versus Middlesbrough. 6 debutants in the starting 11, but it would be the old boy who would give us the lead. Caden Jackson, who starts because of a good pre-season, reacts to 15 rebound. Moments later, Middlesbrough find the gap in our defence and equalise with ease. But on the edge of half-time, a debutant would make his name for himself. Centre-back Charlie Hughes, picking up the ball from deep, dribbles into the box and smashes home for the lead. Second half and another debutant would get on the score sheet. Left-back Kouassi finishes off a good move. What happened to the players? We start the season with a solid win at home. The cup up next and we rotate versus lower league opposition. And after just 30 seconds, youth player Tristan Gill scores his first senior goal. Alex Luna will later grab his first for the club in the second half, followed by Aaron Ramsey. Nope, still not that one, as we run home 3-1 winners. Next up in the league in a tough trip to newly relegated Fulham. The thing about this save is the more established Premier League teams that come down, the harder it gets to go up. So we struggle here. A second half penalty is enough to see us lose a pretty boring game. In the very next game versus QPR, a penalty would give us the lead. Luna's first goal in the league and a man of the match performance seals that win. Second round of the cup and we draw fierce rivals Nottingham Forest. In the league above and away from home, how we would love to go and get a result. We go strong, and so do they, and after just 30 seconds Dan Endo gives them the lead. Okay, well forget about a cup upset then. It ends 1-0, we finish the game with 10. What a boring derby that was. We're back in the league and it doesn't get any better. 2 early goals and our fight back isn't enough as we lose to Luton. So first month of the season was a mixed bag. 2 wins and 2 losses in the league and now we're out the cup. September, hoping to build some consistency with this new team, with some easier games. And games don't come much easier in the championship than Preston North End. Just the 1 goal, but it was pretty much a training match. Cones would have put up a better fight. Now if you've watched any of my other videos, you know exactly what's going to come up next. It's injury number 1 of the season. Caden Jackson. After a strong start to the season, he's now out for 2 weeks. Trip to the landfill up next. Trip to Swansea up next, and well, good performance, but we can't take our chances. 3rd away game in a row, and we stay down south to face Portsmouth. But in this game, we wouldn't even create any good chances, so we fall to our 3rd defeat this season. Kinda considering that my starting striker Ryan Brewster hasn't scored yet, and Clinton Morris only has 1, struggling to create chances, and all my goals coming from the wingers. Well, doesn't everybody just play strikerless this year? Should I try and tinker this system and make it work, or... it's strikerless versus Oxford. All that's changed in terms of instructions is now we pass into space and work into the box. I see why everybody's going strikerless. Aaron Ramsey was the answer the whole time. Not him. 4-win demolition. Brewster and Morris, maybe it's time for you to find new jobs. In the very next game versus Hull, it got even better. Hat-trick from shadow striker Ramsey. Wale gets his first goal, and youngster Cruz Allen rounds off a 6-1 win. And that'll be 2 coffees, please, Ryan Brewster. So we end September 5th, 9 played, 16 points. Good start, and about where we were predicted. Probably didn't need to change tactics so quickly, but I'm having more fun now. October, and may the strikerless fun continue. Charlton away, and Ramsey would be the main man again. 2 assists as Sommer Anza gets his first goal for Derby. Birmingham up next, and come on, seriously, this is becoming a joke now. Aaron Ramsey, 2 more goals, which takes him to 8 goals and 4 assists in 7 starts. Up next, Blackburn, and a masterclass in goals from Toth keeps this overpowered tactic out. Wolves up next, and they have a tough side. Look at the squad. What? They have Matty's Tell up front. Another universe where Thomas Franks mistreats Tell. Well, Tell wouldn't start versus us, but Strand Larsen would. How is he still here? This is going to be tough. Well, Luna surely doesn't think so, as he gives us the lead. Lovely sweeping ball from Luna to Wale, and he cuts it back for Turnbull, 2-0. Luna again with a pass through to Kouassi, who makes his way to the byline and finds Wale for the third. Massive win over the side who should comfortably be winning this league. Strikerless strikes again. So after 14 games, we're 5th. But only 3 points off Wolves at the top. We end the month versus Lincoln. But just before that, of course, we need more injuries. And this one is FM's favourite injury to throw up. It's the starting goalkeeper injury. You have not played an FFM this year if you haven't lost your starting goalkeeper at some point in the season. So he's out for 3 weeks. And because I'm an idiot who got carried away with spending money on attackers, I forgot to sign a backup goalkeeper. So now we have to pick between some children, Evans or Thompson. They're fairly similar. Thompson has the better potential, but Evans is probably better right now, so it'll be the Welshman in net versus Lincoln. Well, after 16 minutes it looked like we were going to continue our goal scoring run as Wale bags again. But 10 minutes later, not much Evans can do there, as the defence watched the ball slide across the 6-yard box. Minutes later, another cutback sees us go behind in the first half. Luckily for us, a late Connor Chaplin goal sees us scrape a draw versus newly promoted side. And to make matters worse, Wale gets injured in the game, and now he's out for a month. November, and all aboard the Harry Evans train as we hope and pray he can guide us to victories while Zellstrom is out. First up, Leicester, and in real life they're struggling with financial issues. And in FM, they're struggling with just being crap. A Sommer Anza masterclass saw us breeze past the Foxes, and the Japanese wonder would bag again, as this time we beat newly promoted side Leyton Orient. West Brom up next, and Zetterstrom is back. So we survived the Harry Evans run of games. 3 games and no defeats, and just 3 goals conceded. He did us all proud. But in this game, it'd be Alex Luna who steps up again to give us the lead with a lovely strike. But then in the second half, Johnson misses a header, allowing Johnson to go through on goal, and Johnson couldn't get back in time to stop Johnson from equalising. Confused? We draw. So after 17, we're 3rd. Still trying to catch Wolves, who have a healthy lead at the top. But we wouldn't get any closer as we lose away to Bristol City. End the month with a trip to Chavy's Burnley. Well, luckily the Burnley players don't have the talents that he does, and we run home in a comfortable win. We end the month in 4th. Still keeping up with the boys at the top. December, and this is a busy period. 8 games. So let's fly through them. Wale is back for the game versus Watford, but right back Johnson would take the plaudits with a goal and 2 assists in a 4-2 win. Millwall and a Luna free kick looks to give us another victory, but a 90th minute equaliser from Longstaff pegs us back. But then from kickoff, part-time barista Rian Brewster gets his first goal of the season to give us what we thought would be a late winner. But from our kickoff, Millwall go back down the other end and Langstaff equalises again. Crazy game, 3-all. Tabletop is Ipswich, and a chance to catch them at the top. Well, never mind, we draw 1-all. Back to winning ways against Stoke. Watford, again, well, we claim a draw this time. Luna gets the winner on the pitch where I won the title last year versus Hull. Charlton and Luna Masterclass again sees us secure a win in a blowout second half. But we would pick up a couple of injuries. But luckily for me, they haven't been as bad this year. Luna and Trevitt only miss a few days, but both will be back for the final game of the month and a win versus Blackburn. So that's it, all 8 games done, and we're unbeaten. So now we sit second behind Ipswich after 27 played, and we go into January period, and maybe we can improve the squad. January. We don't have much to spend, but we do have a nice amount in the wages. But we do have a couple of strikers that we could definitely move on. So let's check out the pre-contracts. Not certain if we'll get promoted this season. I can see us probably just finishing in the playoffs with how competitive this league is this season. And while the players available on the free are very interesting, even if we do go up, it's fun to bring some of the foreign talent to the championship. And who knows, like Summer Anzai, we may be reunited again. William Clem would be amazing CDM for us, and Armando Acebo, a brilliant centre back. Well, never mind, nobody wants the Derby County money. Well, speaking of, apparently we don't have any. Surely this has nothing to do with me spending 50 mil in the summer. Let's get back to the games. Birmingham were defeated late. Beardby Bate, who would get the pick of the goals with this long-range effort. But yet again, we fall to the game as Zetterstrom picks up another injury, so he misses another month. But that result does take us top. Ipswich have a game in hand, and well, in that game in hand, they get destroyed by relegation-threatened Leyton Orient. So for now, we stay top. A youthful side took us through the cup versus Portsmouth as youth player Cruz Allen scores again, but then another injury, and now they're starting to hit us. Travis this time, out for 8 weeks. We don't even have money to go and get backups. Wolves up next, and for whatever reason they've started to fall away in the league. Maybe because Strand Larsen's playing as a winger. Well, we win 2-0 thanks to a brace from Connor Chaplin, who's been ever reliable this season. And the surprises continue as Harry Evans holds his own in net. Lincoln up next and Soma Anzai brace sees them off. And the same can't be said for Oxford, who keep us quiet as we draw 0-0. We end the month with a trip to Luton, who are the surprise package this season. As a newly promoted side, they sit 4th in the league. So let's go and crush their dreams. This lovely one-touch team move finished off by the magician Soma Anzai gives us a deserved victory, as we make it 14 unbeaten, and the fans call for Anzai's loan move to be made permanent. 11 goals and 7 assists for the Japanese winger. So January is done, and it's another month unbeaten for us. Couldn't bring anybody in, couldn't get anybody out. So now we have a group of unhappy players here, but hopefully they won't ruin the vibes too much. February, and Wale picks up another injury, but we do see the return of first choice goalkeeper Zetterstrom. So yet again we survived the Harry Evans run. We're unbeaten in the 2 blocks of games that he's filled in for. Maybe he should be first choice. We welcome Scum to Pride Park as we dominate Swansea, and with that result Blackburn and Ipswich draw. So wait, now we're 10 points clear? What? When did that happen? Well, I guess I wasn't paying attention to the table in January. Portsmouth, and a late defensive mistake gifted Murphy what looked like a late winner. Before that youth academy star Cruz Allen goes right up the other end and leaves Portsmouth defenders dancing as he claims the last laugh in a 3-3 draw. This kid's turned into a revelation in this side. Next up, we're in the FA Cup versus Arsenal, and by looking at their 11, they're taking this game somewhat seriously. So do you really want to watch a bunch of Arsenal goals? Because I don't. They beat us 4-0, then at halftime they give up, thankfully. Well, now it's time for us to give up some beatings. Luna, Kawasi, and again Cruz show out as we demolish Leicester. This boy is improving with every game. Next up, Leyton Orient, and they get the same beating Leicester did, 4-0. Another goal from Cruz. That's 3-3 for the kid now. And another unbeaten month with a 2-0 win over West Brom, as Kawasi gets 2 assists, 10 assists on the season for him now, as he's starting to find his feet. So after 37, we're well clear at the top. 14 points the gap. And Luton have recovered to hold second place as it stands. We're looking good for a second promotion and a second title. March, and I finally win the Manager of the Month award. It only took 3 unbeaten months. More good news as Lewis Travis and Wale are both back from injury, and as we coast past Bristol City to keep the good times rolling. Fulham, and after a matter of seconds, Chaplin gives us the lead. Nobody can stop us. Lovely ball over the top from Turnbull sends Luna through, and he finishes to double our lead. I will get to him back later in the half as Zetterstrom does his best Vicario impression, but that doesn't matter. As from kickoff, Soma Anzai restores our 2-goal lead. Edge of the half and Odebek curls a nice shot, which hits the post, and Muniz bags in the rebound. Okay, maybe we need to switch on a bit. Late in the second half, Ebu Adams, careless in possession. Iwobi finds Muniz in the box. His shot blocked, but Tavernier picks her up to send her into the back of the net. 3-3 again. That's the 3rd one this season. Drop points, but we've been here before. Middlesbrough up next, and oh, what? We lose? Well, surely we're not going to bottle it from here. Gap at the top is 9 points, with 6 to play. We'll be fine. Preston up next and Soma Anzai brace puts us back on track. 4-0 win, and we secure a playoff spot. End the month with a trip to face QPR, and oh, not again. We fall apart again. Surely we're not going to bottle it. 4-1 defeat to QPR. March was a tricky month. April, 4 games to go, and we still got a healthy lead. We can't bottle this. No chance. Millwall up first. And, yes, good. Okay, we still got it. A late Cruz goal seals the win. and that gives us the second promotion of this series. Now all we have to do is to avoid defeat versus second place Ipswich, and the title is ours. This could have been such a massive match in the title race, but we just kept winning in January, and all of a sudden we flew to a 10-point gap. So now we just got to avoid defeat here, and the title's ours. Here we go. Minutes in, right back Harry Clark strikes and hits the bar. They go close. 30th minute. Kouassi with the ball out wide. He swings one in. Sommer heads over. We go close. Moments later, Jack Clark beats Johnson into the box. Shot saved by Zerstrom. Again, Jack Clark beats Johnson. Shot from the edge of the box, just wide. We're holding on. Second half, we lose the ball. Long ball from Ipswich over the top. Surely he's offside. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Zerstrom stands tall to push wide. Late in the game, Smodic goes down in the box. They want a penalty. Ref waves on. We're flying forward. Bate plays the through ball to Wale against his old club to win us the league. No, saved. Deep into stoppage time, and it's done. We've done it. For me, it's back-to-back titles, and for these Tycoon owners, it's their promotion. These players have done so well this season. Well, after I switched to strikerless. But right now, even Rhian Brewster's a winner. What a great campaign. The win feels like it just came out of the blue after that run in January. But Derby County are champions again. Well, let's hope they hold a better account for themselves in the Premier League next year. So there we are, back-to-back promotions and titles. Maybe I'm going to have to take some tougher jobs going forward, but we'll see what's available. Well, that's an awkward question. Let's move on. Oh god, the board too? Don't they know what this save is? Well, let's just ignore them. So we did it. 91 points. Not quite as good as Norwich, but we dominate the stats. Oh, wait, the season isn't over yet. Let me go and play those last two games. Well, now it's over. 94 points. We lost to Stoke on the final day, but still not as good as Norwich. We still dominate the stats, most goals, most clean sheets, top assister and the best goalkeeper, even though we missed 2 months with an injury. Wolves, Luton, Blackburn and QPR will fight out for the playoffs, praying that Wolves will go up. Well, let's go and check on the Premier League. And, they couldn't do it. Norwich come back down. Well, all the promoted teams come straight back down. So, at least the league's going to be a bit easier next year. The squad did it. Luna and Anzai led the way with goals and general performance. Who knows, maybe we can get Anzai again next season for whoever we're going to be managing. Aaron Ramsey, still not that one, is up there with the goals. The Lonies came in big for us. Chaplin, Turnbull and Jackson also up there, who were great squad players. Johnson, who when I joined I wasn't blown away by, but absolutely dominated with assists. Kouassi and Luna too. And to wrap it all up, I win Manager of the Year. Our time at Derby is up. Time to resign. Again. And they will try and get me to stay, but again that's not the point of the save. I need more promotions. Time to have a look who is available. Coventry. Finished bottom of the Premier League. Not blown away by the squad, but let's see what else is there. No other jobs available, but Sheffield United also got relegated, and their job's insecure. But they're less appealing than Coventry. Okay, not much to go off. We'll apply for Coventry and see what happens. Well, there we are. Still no other jobs available. I guess it's Coventry. Bunch of unhappy players to sort out. Could we make it 3 promotions in a row? Could we make it 3 titles in a row? Surely not. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.